Hello everybody, Parajuicer here, and welcome back to more NieR Replicant. Last time, we had a very strange, a very strange visual novel segment, and it got really meta. but that's what you get from a Yokotaro game, right? So now for this episode, we are gonna try to go through the Forest of Myth. Gonna try and find... No. Okay, so we gotta return to Popula. But I want to explore this place a bit more, because this entire episode, I mean the last previous episode, most of it was just like talking to this guy and having a visual novel segment. Essentially that. Huh. Yeah, there's no exit here.
This person must be dreaming too.
It would appear that way, yes.
Okay. Okay, so I think we're gonna have another visual novel segment. So strap yourselves in.
Can't say I'm very excited to go back there. That dream world sorta creeps me out.
Perhaps you should spend less time complaining and more time getting on with the mission.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not as long. I breathe air scented with death and resisted the urge to laugh, for I know it will sound like words of a madman. How long have I been in this fresh hell? My box, my prison, is tucked beneath the stairway in the long, unused catacombs of some infinite castle. Outside, I hear the sounds of a funeral dirge that plays without end. Light has no place here. Wind is a forgotten friend. I pray for death to come, but he forsakes me. Time passes, and eternity slips by in a single tick of the clock. Someone knocks on my prison. Anyone there? I hear an unfamiliar voice say. My savior! I claw at the door of my jail, embedded thick splinters under my ragged nails. I scream for help. I laugh, I sob. Surely this is a product of my addled mind. Surely it cannot be true. Help me, I cry. For the love of all the gods, help me. Impossibly, I hear the sound of a lock being torn out and falling to the floor. As the door slowly creaks open, I just have enough time to see a silver-haired boy and a floating book before the light pours inside. My eyes, accustomed to the blackness, explode with pain, and I am forced to turn away. Who are you? I asked, shaking hands, covering my face. How have you come to this place? I am Grimoire Vice. This is NieR. Long have we been searching for you. Now come, stand. We shall awaken from this nightmare together. The one known as NieR extends his hands and pulls me from the cell. Though my eyes are slow to adjust to freedom, my eyes are keen as ever, and they recognize the staccato sounds of heavy rain. I never thought to hear that again, I whispered. Would that this were not such a terrible storm, said Grimoire Vice. Look at your feet. I force my eyes open and see water pooling around my ankles and lapping at my shins. There's so much of it. Yes, and more comes each moment we delay. If we do not make good our escape, we shall all drown in this castle. We know you are weak, but you are our only hope to survive this place. Time, that long-forgotten friend, made itself known again. I nodded my head and swore to save my rescuers, no matter the cost. The castle catacombs are a maze, twisting upon themselves like the endless entrails of a giant. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed north. Oh. At the end of the corridor, I find a row of 20 gorgeous canopied beds resting atop a carpet of velvet, all covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. Searching for the door to the next room, I come upon a shapeless mass of gray matter. It has been shoved against the side of the wall, and despite my fever, I think I see the outlines of a door just beyond. When I reach out a finger and touch a piece of the mass, it turns to dust and drifts away on the wind. Realization slowly dawns, and I fall to my knees and weep. Corpses. I face a mountain of charred and crumbling corpses. I look from it to the beds and put it back again until the horror dawns full upon me. Someone has piled these bodies into a tower and set them ablaze. Whether they are alive or dead, I do not know. Insanity will not permit me to consider the proposition further. I make a sound, whether a scream or laughter, I cannot be certain. Then my mind grants me merciful blackness. I find myself opening the door and leaving that most terrible of rooms. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed east. I squint down the dim corridors and I will proceed north. I squint down the dim corridors and I proceed east. And at the end of the path, I find myself in a great hall with only the sounds of rain for comfort. The waterlogged red carpet squishes beneath my feet as I approach the center of the room. Once there, I behold a beautiful dining table upon which rests china and silver of the finest construction, as well as the remains of a fantastic feast. As my eyes continue to adjust, I see many chairs surrounding the table, each holding a dinner guest. Noticing movement, I approach the chair at the table head, but as the truth of the matter dawns on me, I recoil in horror. The host of the feast is a corpse, as are all the invited guests. An army of foul, wiggling insects have made homes in their remains, and this is the movement I saw. This once splendid feast was nothing more than a requiem for the damned. I take a moment to steady my shaking hands, then slowly back away from the table. Desperate to lose sight of the abomination before me, my gaze lands on the chairs upon which the dead were seated. This is a mistake, for the chairs prove to be even more terrible than the feast itself. Each one is covered in a layer of spikes that run from the seat up the back and down the arms. This explains the color of the carpet beneath my feet. I can only pray that the unfortunate diners were dead when the meal began. For if not, it is a simple task to envision the agonized screams that must have sprung forth from their mouths. My mind grasps frantically at the possibility that these souls had committed some terrible crime for which this was punishment. Though in truth, I suspect they had committed no crime at all. There would be no tomorrow for these unfortunates. This was their last supper. I squint down the dim corridors, proceed north. Against all hope, we make it to the front door. "Break it down," someone cries, and so I give myself to the effort. In tandem with NieR and Grimoire Vice, I slam my body against the thick, sturdy door. On the third try, it gives away, and we find ourselves sprawled on the ground outside the castle. The storm is in retreat. The clouds above are still dark, foreboding, but to the west, I can see a thin shimmering of sunlight trying to break through. You know, this castle is really reminding me of the one in Automata. I'm not sure if it's just like, this is a dream, of course, but just like, and some dreams are kind of based on reality or things you've seen. So possibly, I don't know, maybe. How can I thank you? I cry as tears join the rain on my cheeks. I would surely have died in there. Looking down, I suddenly notice that my dress is in tatters, and sheepishly tried to cover my exposed skin. "Your dress?" asked Weiss. "Then you're a wooden woman, madam?" "I am." I preferred the two. I proffered the two a smile. I suppose that comes as something as a surprise, seeing as how I exist only in the form of words. "Oh, what? Okay." So literally, this entire time, the character that we are in quite are trying to rescue are words. I can see that the one known as NieR is disappointed that the torn dress will be given no further description, but he hides it well. With a nod and a shrug, the three of us set forth to our awakening. But behind us, an awakening of another kind is taking place. Black smoke fills the abandoned castle, providing the countless damned souls inside with their final shroud. After a moment, the castle's windows shatter with a mighty roar. A fresh breeze blows through the hallways and corridors, clearing the smoke away for good. As we watch in awe, uncountable black shadows slowly flicker to life, crossing to and fro in the front of the broken windows. The castle's dead have awakened to their new life as shades. Oh, it's this one.
You have anything to say about that?
Hopefully there will be no labyrinth next time.
I hear that.
Huh. And then we got one last guy. God, so far that's taken like about 10 minutes, 9-10 minutes of this video of this session. Okay, guy. Hopefully you're the last one.
And another victim. This work certainly is trying.
Okay, let's enter his dream.
I figured a book like you would be into all this word stuff, Weiss.
Even I have my exceptions. Now let's be off.
A colony of massive sculptures was visible in the distance, their tall forms scraping against the sky. Weiss and NieR had never seen such a sight, and their eyes widened as they tried to take it in.
Those buildings must be huge if we can see them from this far away.
Oh, okay, finally, they got voice acting.
What do you think, Weiss?
As Weiss considered his answer, the sun beat down on them with renewed ferocity.
Perhaps they are some manner of mirage.
He said. Under the seat, a mirage or two would hardly be an unexpected sight. NieR nodded and wiped the sweat off his brow, leaving a trail of sand in its place. He thought he'd never been so thirsty. The ancient road on which they walked was black and cracked with age. Here and there, thin wisps of grass push up through the rocky surface, as if to find those who had laid this material down over their home. The heat reflecting from the road made NieR lightheaded. His feet hurting, he crouched down to rest. I don't know how much longer I can do this. Is someone playing a joke on us or what? The complaining had already begun. Weiss tried to not let his eyes roll too much. A joke, he said? No joke. This road leads to the city of art. Perhaps the path itself is simply some manner of grand artistic work. You don't sound very sure of yourself there. Perhaps not, but thinking of it in this way might make it easier for you to bear. NieR glanced at Weiss, grinning his face, shook his head, and resumed walking. As time passed, NieR's feet grew more painful, and his throat drier than he thought possible. He tried not to look further than the next steps ahead, because the bright sunlight made him hesitant to trust his own senses. We are definitely getting closer, said Weiss, in an effort to cheer his companion. Yes, this much is certain. Encouraged, NieR lifted his gaze. Suddenly, He stopped walking, choosing instead to stand in the middle of the road, with his mouth and eyes wide open and his finger pointing in the distance. Water, he cried. It's water! Water? Asked Vice. Preposterous. I don't see any water. Over there, just ahead of us. Look, the sun is reflecting off of it. Without waiting for a response, NieR sprang to life and bounded towards the sight. What in the? There was no water. There was nothing but sand in every direction. NieR closed his eyes and sighed as Vice floated up behind him and chuckled softly. I believe this is known as a mirage, he said. Many a desert traveler has spoken of such things. NieR shook his head, bewildered. Suddenly he pointed off in the direction, his eyes wide once more. Wait, there it is. I just missed it. Look, it's right there. NieR sprinted off again, leaving Vice with no choice but to follow. After a few minutes of running, NieR came to a halt. I could have sworn it was right around here. Confused, he put his hands up to his eyes and rubbed them vigorously. As soon as he stopped, he noticed a blue shimmering pool of clear water just over the next rise. With a shout, he bounded off in search of it. The chase continued for nearly an hour, until an exasperated Vice finally floated up to NieR and struck him in the face with his cover. Enough, you blithering idiot! Stop this at once! There is no water here! NieR's face clouded. There isn't? There is not. And perhaps next time you will listen to me when I tell you as much. Vice paused for a moment, then continued speaking in a slightly kinder tone. However, I suppose this mad chase was not altogether wasted. It seems we have arrived in the city of art. NieR looked up. Stretched out before him was a row of impossibly tall sculptures. Their journey was at an end. They're huge, cried NieR, completely forgetting the heat and the pain of the past few hours. I'd never seen anything so big. Each sculpture was formed from roughly the same shape, a tall rectangle that stretched up towards the sky. But that is where the similarities ended. Most were covered with panels of glass that reflected the light in 1,000 directions, while others seemed to be nothing but frames of steel. Some of the tall spires on their tops, while others possessed triangular caps. What kind of city is this? Said NieR. Where are the people? Where are the houses? Perhaps the land is intended exclusively for artistic use. The debate continued as they made their way through the city. The miracles of artistry were everywhere. Great iron crates with wheels sat silent on the steel rails. Beautifully carved works with light of red, amber, and green dangled over the street. Oh, are they in like they gotta be in like a famous art district in Japan, or like in a cityscape. They gotta be in a cityscape of Japan. As they moved away from the massive sculptures, they found a great array of smaller ones. Some were covered in glass or brick, but many were composed of materials they had never before encountered. The sheer variety of colors and styles was staggering. Unable to find a theme or purpose to the abstract works around them, NieR and Vice eventually fell silent. On the outskirts of the city, they discovered 3 sculptures in the shape of humans. NieR uttered a sigh of relief as he approached them. Finally, I was getting tired of modern art. The 3 statues were indistinguishable except for a single word chiseled into their right arms. One read Alpha, one read Beta, and the final one read Gamma. As NieR moved to touch the nearest statue, a bird flew from the top of one of the sculptures. alighting on the statue's shoulders, it emitted a brief, beautiful song that took the form of words. Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false one will only speak lies. With that, the bird departed. As if on cue, the three statues shuddered to life, acquiring color and form as they began to breathe. "Hey, look at that," said NieR. "They're alive." The triplets bow low before NieR. "Please," said Alpha, "you have to get me out of this nightmare. I'm real." "Stop lying," said Beta. He turned to NieR and threw his hands up in the air. "Alpha's a fake. You know I'm the real one." "We're a load of crap," said Gamma. "Beta is a fake. Everyone knows I'm the only real one around here." The respective pleas given the three statues returned to their frozen state as silence once again enveloped the city. When you considered all of the statements, only one of them could be the real thing, said Fleiss. NieR furrowed his eyebrows and considered his answer. Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false one will only speak lies. Oh, it's these just, oh yeah, one speaks the truth, one speaks the lies. Just, but we can't, can't ask them a question. We can ask them like, oh hey, what's 2 plus 2? Only the right one will say, oh, it's 4. Look, if they had that like, oh hey, what question should I ask? What's 2 plus 2? I haven't a clue. I don't have a clue. NieR took a long look at the statues and tried to clear his mind. Oh. Okay. Let me try writing it down. Okay, Alpha says, I am real. Beta says, Alpha is fake. I'm real. And now Gamma saying Beta is fake. Beta is fake. I'm real. This doesn't really help. Because it's just like not really helping. Because it's just like I can literally just see, oh yeah, Alpha's telling the truth. Well, it's not telling like, oh hey, not saying anyone else is fake. But but I'm thinking also like if Gamma is fake, so that means it's actually saying that Beta is telling the truth? Saying that Alpha is also fake and he's real. I tried to watch as much of Bright Side as I can to figure out these, oh hey, find out who's telling the truth thing. I'm gonna say Beta is the real one. The real one is Beta. Though NieR's voice betrayed a notable lack of confidence, he was relieved to see Weiss nodding at him. If If Alpha were telling the truth, began Weiss in the dry tones of a lecture, Beta and Gamma would be fakes. But in that case, Gamma's claim that Beta is fake would be the truth, even though Gamma is a liar, therefore that theory crumbles. Yeah, this is what I don't get. Just like Gamma's claims that Beta is fake would be the truth. Yeah, this is just confusing. I don't get these kinds of like these kinds of little like riddles. Now let's presume that Gamma spoke the truth. That will make Alpha and Beta liars. In this situation, however, Beta is calling Alpha a liar, which leaves us with two statues telling the truth. Finally, let's assume that Beta is telling the truth. So if Alpha and Gamma's lies make sense, therefore Beta must be real. I still don't get it. I mean, it's explained, but I still don't understand it. As Weiss finished his explanation, Alpha and Gamma crumbled soundlessly into dust while Beta sprang to life once more. "Congratulations, villager," said Weiss in a cheerful tone. "The time to awaken has arrived." "Thank you for saving me," cried the villager. He dropped to his knees and bowed his head as low as it could go before an uncomfortable NieR pulled him to his feet. "Why did you have a dream like this?" asked Weiss. "Have you been to this city before?" The villager slowly looked around at the bizarre objects and sculptures that dotted the landscape, then shook his head. I don't think so. I mean, it's impossible, right? There's no way I could have ever been to a place like this, but at the same time, I feel like I've seen it before." "Deja vu," muttered NieR, "just like the mirror." The vague sense of unease that struck NieR during the mayor's dream spread once more through his mind.
That was rough.
I am positive I have seen that place before.
Okay, that's enough. Don't need you getting all weird on me too.
Oh. So that... Yeah. Okay, so I'm guessing like, so the mayor's... No, this lady back there was the castle in Automata, while this guy is the desert city in Automata. I'm guessing. I have no idea. Like, even though I played it, I'm guessing like, oh yeah, the Yokotaro decided like, yeah, let's make these dreams into reality. And it's like basically predicted the future, whatnot.
Okay, there. Now all the villagers can wake up, right?
Yes, if the mayor's assumption was correct. I think I have had enough wordplay to last a lifetime. Thank you very much.
You're telling me. Anyway, let's go see the mayor.
Oh god. That's I think I'm gonna make just this entire episode just like its own thing, and have like the action in another episode.
Oh, how wonderful! Thank you so much. Here, I have something for you.
The one-handed sword Faith.
Wow, this looks valuable. I can really have it?
Of course. It's apparently a weapon of some renown, but we have little use for it.
Well, we appreciate it.
Thank you again for everything.
Yeah, so let's see what it's all about. Faith. Oh, that's super close to beating the Virtuous Contract and Cruel Oath. Let's read the story. There was once a famous poet in the land to the far, far east. Now in his twilight years, his ability to wither such that he could no longer craft a single stanza or verse. The poor poet spent every moment racked with sorrow for what had been lost. But one day, a monk appeared by his side, gently placed a blade in his hand, and imparted the following words. Ah, really? You get no words. The earthworm claw. An elderly scholar sits in the dim reference room of a moldy museum. Before him lies a single box which has long been sealed away. It is an article the museum's previous curator made abundantly clear should never be opened. Okay. Well, that's it for this area. Well, don't know who lives in this house, but yeah. Let's get out of here. Too much visual novels for one action-packed game.